Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. I am redoing basically my record store day video. I'm just gonna run through it real quick this time. It won't be as long as the last one. Um, I had some technical difficulties about halfway through the video, and the I moved the camera, and apparently it knocked the mic or something loose, and it messed up the audio for the whole rest of the video. So thank you to whoever pointed that out. I moved that video to private, so it's kind of annoying when you watch it. But just again, so I hit two stores for Record Store Day today. I went to Sweet Melissa in Marietta, Georgia, and then also the CD Warehouse in Marietta, Georgia. Most of this, excuse me, came from the Sweet Melissa. I usually go there because they open earlier than everybody else, and they don't usually have a crazy line. So I woke up late. I set my alarm for 5:15 and slept in till 6. So I didn't get there till 6:30, and I was still number 7 or 8 in line. Whereas like Criminal Records, who gets a little bit more, but not a whole lot, they had people camping out as of like 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So I'm sure I would have been like 80 or 90 in line. I wouldn't have got a bunch of the stuff because they posted what they had, and a couple of the things that I got they only have like 10, 12 copies of. So that's why I go to Sweet Melissa. And then also I like going to CD Warehouse because the prices are a little bit better. All the records are usually $2 to $3 less, or actually a little more than that, $3 to $5 less at CD Warehouse. However, CD Warehouse opens later, so I was able to go to Sweet Melissa, get most of what I wanted, and the last few things that I didn't get, I was able to get at CD Warehouse. And I was maybe 10th or 12th in line there. So this is a really good record store day for me. And as I mentioned in the last video, also a really bad record store day for me. A lot of metal in this one, so I was really happy. I bought a lot of killer albums. The downside of that was it's the most I've ever spent on record store day. And I saw the list, so I planned for it. I had a bunch of I've got boxes of duplicates and just stuff I'm getting rid of. And I sold a bunch of it a couple weeks ago, knowing that record store day was coming up. And so let's run through it again real quick. So first up, this is one I didn't know was going to post or was a record store day release until last night. I ran through the record store day list just to see the numbers because I wanted to prioritize getting a couple of things that I knew were only going to be like 800 or 1,500 copies. And this one I believe it was 1,500 or maybe 1,800 copies. But this is really killer. So this is Udo Dirkschneider, My Way, and it's a double cover album that he did. Really killer picture back there. Look at that. Look how young he is there. So I saw in an interview he said this is a birthday gift to himself. These are all songs that he loves. So he covers Arthur Brown, Uriah Heep, Rainbow, The Sweet, Motorhead, Zeppelin, Billy Squier, Stones, Scorpions, AC/DC, Priest, Queen, and Sinatra, My Way. So really looking forward to hearing this one. Really nice gatefold. And the cool thing about this one is that they all came with a signed, I guess you would call it it's like an oversized postcard signed by Udo, which is very cool. If you're not familiar with Udo, he was the lead singer of Accept through the 90s. And then he went into the band UDO. And this one is on gray and black splatter vinyl, which is kind of cool. It matches the whole motif. So really nice job on this one. It also came with a sampler from his label. I'm not going to show that again, but Udo. Next up, one I was really looking forward to. I really dug this band. I love this album when it first came out. They hadn't really found a sound here, so there's a lot of new metal and a lot of straight up metal influences that you hear in this one. Their second album was much better. Absolutely love it. I hope that they do that one soon in the future. But this is Spit from Kitty. I think they were all like 17, 18 years old when they did this one too. But when they announced this one, I was pretty happy about it. And this one is on red vinyl. Pretty much all the vinyl this year, they did a good job of matching the vinyl to the album cover. Some years it just gets ridiculous. You know, they don't match at all. So again, it's funny. I just bought a signed copy of this the other day. If you watched my Atlanta record store or Atlanta record show video, maybe 2 videos ago, signed by Ian Hill and by Rob Halford. And I knew this was coming out. I have a Japanese copy of this, and I have an original pressing of it too, other than the one that's signed. But I ended up getting this one, the Hero. Judas Priest is one of the bands that I just collect everything from. They did a really good job embossing it and then doing the, I don't remember, the spot shine, I guess. I don't know. And they did the same thing. This is all embossed on the back. Not a very good gatefold. The originals weren't gatefolds. And then this one is on, red, solid red and solid blue. I'm not going to pull the other one out, but you guys get the idea. So disc 1 is red, disc 2 is blue. So Hero, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically the first 2 albums as a set. Next up, another one I was really happy about. I loved this album when it came out. I've had it on CD since it came out. And it's never received a vinyl pressing, which is actually surprising. I've always loved this artwork too, but you've got Waking the Dead from LA Guns. Another one I was really happy about. And what was this one? Yeah, this one's another blue. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They called this red, white, and blue splatter. I'm sure some other people got some cooler splatter on theirs. Mine, this one's not the best, but still. I love LA Guns. Actually threw about that album. Next up was the Willie Nelson. I believe this one was, what color vinyl was this one? Yeah, black vinyl. Willie Nelson live at the Opry, 1974. Really the beginning of outlaw country. He's got a phenomenal band here, and it's just a killer set list. Love Willie Nelson though. And Willie Nelson stuff's hit or miss. There's only one Willie Nelson record store day release that I didn't get, and it goes for over $200 now. And it's one that drives me nuts. I was out of town for that record store day where I was in Louisiana. They didn't have any record stores I could go to, so I just missed out. And that's one that, again, I really regret. Next up, Opeth. I get all of the Opeth releases. I love this album. This is My Arms, Your Hearse. And this one came out really nice. It's purple and white. What do they call it? Swirl vinyl. It's a gatefold too. I'm not going to pull it out though. I don't think. Yeah. It's nothing special. It's lyrics and stuff. What is this one? Oh. Oh, wow. Purple. Okay, yeah. Purple and white, yeah. Apparently I forgot to put it back after the first video. Next up, one of the albums I was most excited about. I've always wanted this on vinyl. Original pressings. I believe it was originally European release only, and they go for crazy money. And like I said, I was super stoked that they're repressing this one. Sorry. They were also supposed to repress Nothing Face from Voivod. I love these 2 albums. Definitely a change of sound in this one, and a lot of people didn't like it. I didn't get into Voivod until after this one came out, so I can't remember if it was this one that was my first Voivod. I didn't hear their thrash until after I heard this, though, so it never bothered me. But like I said, I know a lot of people really disliked this one when it came out. Like I said, Nothing Face also was supposed to be pressed, but it got pushed back to June. So looking forward to getting that one too. Next up, Gojira. Gojira is one of my favorite bands. If you guys haven't seen them live, they're fantastic. I saw them at Welcome to Rockville last year. Metallica was there. Anthrax was there. There were a dozen bands there that I love. Gojira blew them away. They were by far the best performance there. Their stage show was killer. I'm actually going to see them in 2 weeks. It's them and the Deftones, and I got pit tickets for it, so I'm really looking forward to being right in front of the stage for this show. This is live at the Brixton Academy. I think these were just on black vinyl, but let me check. Yeah, just black vinyl on these. Limited to 8,500. This is a 3-sided one too, so there's an etching in there. But from March 2003, so this is earlier in their career before they went more progressive. Next up, I mentioned this one too. This one's one that might surprise people. I didn't like his first album, but I always loved this one. This is It Takes a Thief from Coolio. Fantastic Voyage. I played that song over and over again, and when I DJ'd, that was steadily in the mix. And Can of Corn is one of my favorite songs from this era. It just kind of describes how it was for us growing up for a time there. Actually, around the time this album came out, it was rough for us, and we ate whatever canned food. I mean, sometimes it was just canned vegetables for dinner. So that one really hit home. So I've always loved this album. Then he did Gangster's Paradise. If that song comes on the radio, I listen to it. I sing along to it. I like it. But nothing he ever released after that had that same kind of impact on me. Next up, Black Label Society, Alcohol Fueled Brutality Live. This is one of the albums I was most excited. This and the Alice in Chains are the two I was most excited about getting. When I got the Black Label Society box set, I was pretty upset that this was not in there. So I have a feeling they already planned on releasing this before they did the box set. So super stoked to have this. And as I mentioned in the last video, this album is the reason I found out about Black Label Society. I was in Japan at the time. Me and my wife were on a date. We weren't married yet at the time, and we stopped by an HMV, which was a record store, I think throughout Europe and Asia. They may have had some here. They didn't in Phoenix when I grew up. HMV was a great store though, and we went in one day. And they had a cardboard cutout of Zakk Wylde, and they had the little display with the first two albums in Alcohol Fueled Brutality. Like I said, I was really shocked to see that. I was DJing at the time. I was DJing at a metal club one night a week, and I don't know how I missed the first two albums from Black Label Society, but I instantly bought all three of them, and I've been hooked ever since. So, next up, Buena Vista Social Club. Afro-Cuban jazz funk. If you haven't seen the documentary that Ry Cooder put together, it's fantastic. This is called the Eora Me da Pena EP, and it's 4 tracks that were not on. Well, one's an alternate take, but they were not on the original album. And if I read it correctly, they weren't in the documentary either. Highly recommend the documentary. Highly recommend the album. It's fantastic. So looking forward to spinning this one. Next up, Everlast. Could I go a million years without? What was one of the main songs on here? Ends was one of the big hits. Is it Get Down? Anyway, I could go 100 years without hearing that one main song off of here. But I love this album when it came out. I played it over and over again. This was also, there were like 4 songs on here that were heavy on my DJ set for a couple years there. So I'm pretty happy to have that one on vinyl. I almost bought bootlegs of that a couple times. Next up, a little bit of Rory Gallagher. As I've mentioned multiple times over the years, I think he's one of the 3, maybe 5, probably the 3 best guitar players of all times. If you're not familiar with Rory Gallagher, just go and check out some of his live stuff. The guy is amazing. Just really killer British blues player. This is a guy that Jimi Hendrix, that Peter Green, Eric Clapton, these guys loved this kid. He was younger than all of them. He was 18 when those guys were already in their late 20s. Already doing stuff for Cream and John Mayall, and he was just blowing people away. This is live in San Diego, 1974. He did the Irish tour album from the same tour, and it's a huge. It's considered by many people to be one of the best live albums of all time. It would probably be in my top 15. I wouldn't call it the top of all time, but it's an amazing album. Just a fantastic guitar player, though. Really amazing. Next up, you guys know me and my Motorhead. Every record store day, whatever the Motorhead release is, I grab it. This is another 90s concert live in Norwich. Is that England? Norwich? Does it say? Well, oh no, yeah, I'm guessing that's somewhere in the UK. Live at the University of East Anglia. But 1998, like I said, I love the 90s concerts. I love the 90s music. I know everybody gravitates towards 80s stuff. I love that stuff too. However, I've got literally 2 or 3 dozen concerts from the late 70s, early 80s. And I've got maybe 3 from the 90s. I would like to find a newer one from the last 6 or 7 years before he died. So maybe that'll come soon. And as I mentioned, the Alice in Chains, the limited edition. This is their first EP. So, as I said, this is the only official Alice in Chains release I have never owned. Every time I've run across it, it was way overpriced, original pressings. I don't know why I don't have it on CD or cassette. For some reason, when I first got into Alice in Chains, I couldn't afford CDs, so my first few Alice in Chains albums were on cassette. So I don't know why I never picked this one up, but really glad to have that one in the collection now. And then just a couple more so this is a little faster than the last one. Jazz Sabbath Volume 2. This is one I was really excited about too. If you're not familiar with Jazz Sabbath, it's one of the former keyboard players from Sabbath. Created this. It's a real band, but it's a fake band. There's a whole fake history behind it about how they were this underground smash jazz band from '69, and the writer and keyboardist ended up in the hospital for like a decade or something. And while he was in the hospital, Black Sabbath stole his music and turned it into the Black Sabbath that we know. This actually, where did I put the CD? It actually came with a documentary on DVD. It's a mockumentary that they put together. The whole story's hilarious. It kind of gets into it on the back right here. But most successful underground jazz trio. Blah blah blah. Yeah, so it gets into how Black Sabbath stole the music from them and turned it into heavy metal. The funny thing about the whole thing, the message boards were blowing up because I did the story like 6 months before the first album came out, and people were like blowing up about how this band saying that Black Sabbath stole their music and name from them. And the funny part was nobody checked to see who was in the band. And the keyboardist, who, like I said, actually played for Black Sabbath, he wasn't even born until like 76 or 77. So he's younger than me. It's just the whole thing is just funny. It cracks me up. But the other side of that is it's really good. I mean, it's really killer jazz musicians playing Black Sabbath songs. The first one was fantastic. This one's got Paranoid, Snowblind, Behind the Wall of Sleep, Orchid, Sabracadabra, Symptoms of the Universe, NIB, and Black Sabbath. So I'm really looking forward to spinning that one. Before I get to the last one, I also bought the Biv Devoe. I mentioned in the first album how much I loved that album when it came out. It's Poison. When it first came out, I think I was in junior high when that came out. I might have been a freshman in high school. Maybe. I don't remember. But I had it, I had the cassette of it, and I used to play it over and over again. I had a long bus ride. It was like a 40-minute bus ride. And that was one of the... I didn't have a lot of cassettes. We didn't have a lot of money. I had maybe 10 or 11 cassettes. And when that one came out, I dubbed it from somebody, and I just played it over and over again. And so I talked about how much I liked it in the first video. And now that I've listened to it again, it's not near as good as I remember it being. The two hit songs still bring back the nostalgia, but the rest of it's a throwaway. So it is what it is. Sometimes nostalgia gets in the way. But last but not least, this is the Kurt Hammett Portals. This is his debut solo EP. It's just him. I haven't heard it yet. I don't know if he's the only musician on here. Let's see. No, it's him in an orchestra. Let's see. One song, guitar, drums. I don't recognize any of the musicians. Yeah, cello, bass. So I'm not sure what to expect with this one. But, it's Metallica. I almost grabbed the CD of it too, but I decided not to. I think they did like 6,500 of these. Maybe it was 9,500. The way Metallica fans are, I'm sure these are going to sell out everywhere. Was that it? No, I had... Oh, and then I also picked up 2 singles. Somebody asked me to pick up the Foo Fighters single, Making a Fire, which, I don't know. Chasing Birds. I don't know either of these songs. But, again, that was for a friend. And then I grabbed this one, the Taylor Swift, The Lakes. Have you guys seen what this is going for online? It's insane. It's going $200 to $300 already for a $16 single that's the same song on both sides. Insane. That's pretty much it, guys. I believe that is everything. And then I got Spider-Man used. Hope everybody had a good record store day. What did I miss? Somebody let me know if the Phil Lynott came out. I didn't see it anywhere, and I haven't seen anybody selling it online, and it's not on the list of stuff that got pushed. So I don't know what happened with that. That was one that I really wanted. I really wanted the Pixies, but I had so many records already that when I got to the Pixies, I just couldn't justify spending another $40. And there was 1 or 2 more that were like that I kind of wanted, like the Bad Company, but it was stuff that I just didn't think I was going to listen to. I love the Pixies' first two and a half, or actually, yeah, the first 2 albums in the first EP. I absolutely love. And they did cover about half of that live show from 2004 was that music. And the cool thing about the live show is it was from Coachella right after Kim would join the band again. So Kim Deal is actually on the album. But I just couldn't justify doing that one. Or the Bad Company. Like I said, there were a couple more. I would like to know what happened with that Phil Lynott, if anybody knows. Or if you saw it, let me know. Maybe I need to search that one out. But that's it, guys. Take care. Again, I hope everybody had a good record store day. And I'll see you soon. Bye.